I want to change my life. I know what I want to do, but I have no clue how to do it or how I'm going to get there. So, what do I really want to do? I really want to create content, but everybody is creating content at the moment. Is it my idea? Or is it a borrowed ideal instead of an idea? I think that's a very good question. I think there are lots of content creators out there or people that do things because they think that's what they should be doing. I think there's a lot of people who don't have the intrinsic motivation to do what they're doing. I think it's underrated and under-talked about how difficult it is to find direction in life. Men especially need purpose. We need direction. We need something that we work towards. We need a goal that we want to achieve. If we don't have that, which we see at the moment, there are a lot of directionless men. They need something to fight for. They need a goal to conquer. There needs to be a castle on a hill that they have to climb. And maybe even a princess that needs to be saved. Savior syndrome. I think it's not talked about enough how difficult it is to find the path that you actually want to take. I struggle with this a lot. I struggle with this so much that after every movie or series or Instagram reel that I see, I switch up what kind of character I want to be in life. If I look at Batman, I really want to be Christian Bale. If I look at Star Wars, Anakin Skywalker, who doesn't want to be him. Except for the killing the kids part. If I look at Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey, what an inspiration. If you look at Suits, Harvey Specter, who doesn't want to be that. And I don't think it's insecurity. And it's not that I'm not grounded in who I am. It is that I don't know. I don't have a direction. And I really have trouble with it. Because I'm in school. And they expect me to know what I'm in school for. And I have no idea. Because the only people that I see around me have went to school for 4, 6, some even 8 years. And they don't get the job that they want. The degree is not a safety net anymore. Not in all cases, in some cases it is. You have to make a choice what you're going to do so young without having seen so much of the world. You don't know if you're making the right call. If you're going to a niche, you don't know if that's the niche that is right for you. And I really struggle with finding direction. I found a hack. And I found the hack in a recent episode of Modern Wisdom, in which Alain de Botton, the founder of the School of Life, said, you're born with a passion, and that passion gets shattered. That passion gets shattered all over the place. I really find this difficult to put to words. See your passions as shattered all over the place, but made of metal. And the only thing you have is your gut feeling. And that gut feeling and the indications are like the metal detector. You go all over the train, and in lots of places you're not going to find anything. But in some places, the metal detector is going to go off. You're going to hear a beep. And that's where you need to put more attention. That's where you are going to go again. That's where you need to dig. That's where you need to explore. The hack that I have to finding some direction in life is seeing what makes me go off. That sounds fucking terrible. What things that I do give me subtle hints that that's what I'm supposed to do? That can be jealousy. Not necessarily to woman, maybe. If you really care about her, then you'll be jealous. But more, I am really jealous of the people around me that are content creators. Why am I jealous? Because it's something that I want to do. Am I in this specific niche? No. Do I want to do it the same way? No. But is it something that I want to explore? Yes. And I feel like that's an indication of the direction that I should take. Similarly, my school, my university, 27 courses. I got 4s and 5s for some of them, and I got 10s for others. That should give you a little indication of the direction that you should go in. I think the school system for that is fucked up. I think you should drop the things that you're not good in. Yeah, you have to try, but why let people struggle for 4 years? It doesn't make sense to me. You want to create people that do what they're the best at. You do not want people that are good at the same things, because how is there going to be competition? How is it even going to be a fair competition? But it doesn't matter, that's a discussion for another time. I got things like entrepreneurship, concept and ideas, talking, speaking, presenting, marketing, that I really, really got amazing grade for it. I got 8s, 9s, and 10s. Other things that really couldn't fucking bother me, I got 4s and 5s. Or I didn't hand in anything at all. It's not great, because at the moment I'm really struggling with school to get my points, to get my bachelor's, to do a thing that I'm actually really interested in. But the things that I've gotten good grades in without putting in too much attention or effort, because I really enjoyed learning and exploring that, those are the things that I should proceed with. Those are little indications, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow a master course in those things. I think that's where your creative advantage lies. I think that's where your direction lies. In the things that you can do without any trouble, without losing sleep, or without having a bad vibe towards it, is the creative advantage that you have over other people. Specifying what that is always difficult. I can look at videos about cameras and lights and microphones and techniques and for hours and hours and hours about good conversations with people. I can it's something, looking at the rhythm, looking at the cadence, looking at what words they use, what body language is there. Those are all things that don't cost me any energy. That's an advantage that I have over other people. If you want to diversify yourself, if you want to set yourself apart from the crowd, those are the things that you have to be focused on. Those are the things that you should be doing. Find your direction, find your beeps, and then go for it. And then specialize in those things. And I think we should have a little bit more grace for that. And I think it is also fine if you struggle with direction, but you should be working at it, because there are moments where I've felt directionless, which were absolutely terrible times in my life, because you get lazy, you get out of shape, you don't know what to do. I don't know what it is in guys, but we need purpose. We need purpose. We need quests. We fucking love quests. Those give us life energy. Know that about yourself. And then go on quests. Do I want to be a content creator like all the others out there? No. Is this a borrowed idea? It's super easy to see all the content creators promising that you make hundreds of thousands of euros or dollars with it within months, and you get the biggest and baddest and whatever. The people that promise you that are also usually arrested for fraud. I do not go for the promise. I do not go for the promise that others have given me. I go for the promise that I feel like this is something that I should do. And there's an intrinsic motivation for me to explore this. That's why I'm grinding at it. I find this so difficult that usually after half an hour of talking to myself and feeling like I'm absolutely useless because this is not fucking going anywhere, there's this constant voice in my head that goes, you should not do this. Stop it. Stop it. It's so easy to unplug my phone, just plump on the couch for a little bit, scroll some Instagram, and then proceed in that. And then it's so easy to promise yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll take it seriously. And with all the respect, I have to admit to you that yesterday I said tomorrow, and now I am here. But yesterday I said tomorrow, but the day before yesterday, I also said tomorrow. And the day before that, I also said tomorrow. And the day before that, I also said tomorrow, and I didn't. And I'm scared to get in front of the camera. I'm uneasy to go in front of the camera. I don't know if scared is the right word, but I really want to have a proper shot at my dream. And then finding out that you're absolutely terrible at it is always a harsh realization. So if you go, this is not the moment that I'm feeling it, I will stop for now and I will try it a different time. That makes that you always have an excuse to diverge from the responsibility and accountability that you are a failure because of yourself. Because you know what you want and you know what you know what you should be doing for that. And in days like these, it's so easy. The competition is doing exactly that. So if you want to exceed at something, that's what you should do. You should just do it. So that's how simple it is. You should just do it. So what I'm doing now is getting ahead of the people that also wanted to speak but don't. Now, right now, as you're watching this, I'm getting ahead of people that wanted to do this as well and are not. And that's a good feeling. But that's not how I want to look at it. I'm getting ahead of myself because yesterday I said tomorrow and today I fucking kept my promise to me. The person that you spend the most time talking to you is you. Don't lose their respect. And yes, sometimes I've given myself reasons to lose respect for me, which is not a nice feeling. So the thing that I'm going to start with is keeping the promises to myself. And one of the promises to myself is that I really want to take this seriously. And what do I want to take seriously? I really want to make an impact in people's lives. And I think I can make an impact in people's lives with all the knowledge that I've gained over the years. And you would be right if you said, but you're so young, fuck off. I am. I am very young. But I'm also very passionate and I'm very driven. And I do not seek to gain attachment in the older generations. I do not seek to find common ground because I do not aim for the older generations. I am aiming towards the younger men that also have a trouble finding direction and exceeding in the things that they really want to do. But where there is some sort of an EP, they call this an evolutionary mismatch. So when there's a trait in your head that is mismatched with the society or the environment that you live in. For instance, we are very prone. We evolved in societies of about 100 to 150 people big. We are kind to people. So we have evolved in societies of 100 to 150 people large. That's not that many people. And in group selection, so not natural selection of the individual, but group selection, which is also natural selection, only then on a group level, groups that helped each other survived longer than groups that didn't help each other. And in EP, it's still a little bit under the rug. People don't really want to believe in group selection, but it's very easy to think that that is actually how it might have been back in the day. In the group selection, the people or the groups that were kind to each other were usually waiting for a reciprocation of kindness. In game theory, you get... That's besides the point. I am kind to you because in the evolutionary environment, if I'm kind to you, I will probably run into you again because we evolved in smaller societies in which that once I'm kind to you, you will reciprocate at a given time because I will cross our paths will cross again. Now it's very, very difficult to explain in evolutionary terms, or we're kind to people that we don't know and will never see again. a theory is that we evolved in smaller societies and that there will be a reciprocation of kindness. And that because we are now I live in Amsterdam, it's 800,000 people. My evolutionary brain says my good actions will be reciprocated by this person. And that is not the case, because I will probably never run into that person again. And that's an evolutionary mismatch. So we are kind, which is good, but there's an evolutionary mismatch because it's not, I use the kindness for a purpose that it has not been evolved to be used for. That is what I mean with the evolutionary mismatch. I don't know really how I got here, though. Which is nice. I can talk so much about different things. Which I think is actually a good thing, that we're kind to each other without having the reciprocation back. Or I think it's a good flaw. I think it's a good flaw in EP. EP is evolutionary psychology. And I think that's why we eventually came up with feelings like karma. And it's weird that I say feelings like karma, but effectively, we don't know if karma is real. What we do know is real is what we suspect, theorize that is real, is a smaller society evolution of group selection. So we have the feeling that it should be reciprocated, and we give that feeling a description or a place, because it is not, in bigger societies, it is not the case that it's reciprocated. So we make up for ourselves to make sense of the world around us, that karma is a good thing, do good and good will be given to you, which effectively is just group selection of evolutionary psychology, but doesn't matter. And I think at the moment, men have an evolutionary mismatch with the fact that we have so much energy and we have to sit at a desk the whole day. There is so much drive for purpose, and there are very little purposes that we have. There is a need for short-term gratification, because you can't promise me that in 6 years, after 6 years of study, I will still be interested in the same things. So promising me that this will help me get the job that I want, at the moment, that might sound like a great promise, but it isn't. Because I change and you will change over the course of 6 years, and different interests will occur, and maybe I get a wife, maybe whatever. There's a mismatch. And that's the mismatch that I'm targeting. It's not the older man, it's not the older woman. I want everybody to be able to listen and make a little bit more sense of the world around them. And yes, that is stolen from Chris Williamson, but I don't want to say stolen. I would just like to say paraphrase, because it's really one of my inspirations. And I think it'd be so cool to talk with other people how to make sense of the world around us, because there's so much happening. There are so many mismatches, and everybody has such a cool story. And I really want to focus on progress. I'm the glass is half full kind of guy, and I am an optimistic type of person. And I think it's amazing to strive for progress. I think it's amazing to see how we could be better people, how we could have a better environment and be better to others. How can we get more out of the life that we are living at the moment? And for me, that is this. For me, that is connecting with people. For me, that is making content. I wanted to say for you, but it's actually for me. I'm totally self-interested. Complete egotist is this egotistical, lot of, yeah, you know what I mean. So effectively, this is just for me, because I'm trying to make sense of the world. And if you find it interesting, feel free to listen to it, to also see if you can make some sense of the world, or that this is at least is gonna help you a little bit, making sense, or feel some attachment to make sure that you don't have to feel alone. Because I feel like I'm alone sometimes. And I feel like I'm the only one that has a little bit of a mismatch. I feel like I'm the only one that is a little bit directionless, but I am very sure that I'm not the only one that feels directionless sometimes. Like, sometimes I just get overwhelmed with like, what the fuck am I doing at the moment, and what does it even matter? And that's not to say that I'm suicidal. Absolutely not. And that's also not the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is the fact that I don't see an immediate reason why I do the things that I do means that I need a reason to do the things that I do. And I need it a bit more short term than society promises me. Because sitting in the desk for 6 years and then getting fucked over by somebody, or getting fucked over by the fact that I am not interested anymore at the thing that I spent 5 years on, I have 1 year to go and my life goes into a completely different direction. And you're stuck. So sometimes I'm like, what am I doing this for? Because no, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And no, I don't know who I am gonna be. And there is some sense of direction, but what am I doing this for? And there's another thing that I really want to give with you. And that's, I don't really like the consistency motivational speakers, but being consistent does not mean that you're guaranteed to be successful. But not being consistent does mean that there's a guarantee that you won't be successful. I don't like the consistency thing because I think that we missed the first point, which is you have to find something that you really want to be consistent in first. Because you don't want to be consistent in just showing up to work. Nobody gives you a salary for just showing up. And although that is something that gets joked around, doesn't matter. But you really want to do something that you like. And once you found that, you want to be consistent in it. And we don't talk about how fucking hard it is to find something that you really want to do. A couple of things that you see now, because men don't really have other things that they can attend to or other things that they really want to do. So what they're doing is they're going to the gym because at least that is purpose and at least it's not that long term. That's funny. We want something and we want to work for something and we don't want to wait years and years and years for it to yield results. Gym, it's a month. It's a month and you'll be stronger. It's a month and you'll be fitter. You'll have maybe one ab that shows up. Maybe not all 6, but maybe 1, maybe 2. You don't know, but at least it yields some results. Same as the grind. Men are only talking about money and talking about gym. These days, men are only talking about money and gym. But what is it? They are tangible, semi-short-term things, but at least it's not a 10-year projection into the future, because that's too far for, I want to say us, but let's say just me. It's too far for me to fucking grab something that's 6 years ahead. I need something, and maybe not now. I'm impatient, so I already have trouble with waiting a month for something, but which is a good practice. I need to do that, I know. But I cannot wait that long. That's why I'm going for money, and that's why I'm going for fame, and that's why I'm going for measurable, tangible, semi-short-term results. Those are things that you want to look for in a quest, because those will make you keep going. Those will push you to the next day. Those will motivate you because you see that what you do pays off. Yeah? Perfect. Next topic. What do I want to do? Semi-short term. I have a goal and we're going to do some goal setting together. I have a cleaning job. And no, I'm not ashamed that I have a cleaning job. Wow, why did I say that? Maybe I am. That's funny. Well, okay. Well, let's just start at the top. I have a cleaning job. And I do this already for 2 years. And it's actually really fun because I can just put on my AirPods and 2 hours a day, I can just fucking grind it out. It pays well. I do my thing. And for now, it has been amazing until now. It has been amazing because I could listen to podcasts. I can listen to entrepreneurial speakers. I can listen to speakers. I can listen to the people that really inspire me. Learning more about the topics that I'm really inspired by. Getting smarter and smarter and building the inner texture of my mind. But I feel like it's time to change. I want to make a change. I want to stop that. So now, it's now November 13th. Yes, it's now November 13th. what we're going to do is we're going to set a goal. So my goal is to quit my cleaning job. Okay, what's your goal? I feel like Dora the Explorer. Wow, that's a good goal. Talking to you, and we're now having a conversation at the moment. But I would like to have a conversation with you about your goals. My goal is quit my cleaning job. I'm not going to quit my cleaning job right now. Even though I could and my goal will be achieved, that's a stupid thing to do. But I want to give myself a little bit of a stick behind the door. So I'm going to quit my cleaning job, but I'm going to do it on a bit of a longer term, but still tangible. 4.5 months. Why 4.5 months? I've always wanted to go to Austin. And in March, I'm going to Austin. I feel like all my fucking idol podcasters are there. Lots of comedians. Texas, like who doesn't want to fucking shoot guns? I always wanted to go to Austin. And I think that's a great pivotal moment. If everything goes the way I want it to go, I'm done with my bachelor's in March. I get my bachelor's degree. Then I go to Austin. And I think that's a great pivotal moment to also quit my cleaning job. For that, or in order to do that, I have to make money. Because I cannot, I'm really trying to be the old school masculine guy that provides and protects. And I like stuff, as you can see. But I also need to make money. I like to enjoy life. And I know that there's a lot of money in this field, in podcasting, quite a bit actually, and in content creation. But I'm not earning any fucking money yet. So I have to monetize it. So that's why I go for the 4.5 months. End of March, it's going to be content creation all the way. That's going to give me December. It's like half a month. And then we have December, January, February, March. It's 4 months plus the half. So before April, I want to quit my cleaning job. When I come back from Austin in end March, I'm going to do this full time. That's the timeline. Burn the boats. I'm going to text my boss. Boss man, this is what I want to do. This is my planning. So that we can already see if we can get a good replacement in time. I have 4.5 months to do this. What do I want to do? What do I want to earn in order to substitute my cleaning job? I want this to give me 2,000 euros a month. And not give, but I want to earn 2,000 euros a month with the content creation, with the podcast, with all those things. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but at least now I know this is the goal. I got 4.5 months to make 2,000 euros per month from the content creation. Now I know what to do. Now I know, okay, it's short term, but it's not next week. Like I can manage this. There's a time horizon that I can manage. And there's a goal, a measurable goal, 2,000 euros per month. Now I know that I have to research, how the fuck do I make money with this shit? I don't know. But I can research that. And then I can make a plan. And then I can reverse engineer. Okay, in 4.5 months, I want to be here. Okay, when do I have to be where for in order for that to happen? And that's how I create a little bit of direction. Because I get jealous of my content creation friends because they're doing it and I'm not. They're gaining followers and I'm not. I should just be fucking doing this. And now I am doing this. And I have a goal. And I think I should do that. And I know that speaking in front of a camera and speaking in front of people is something that I really want to do. And that's going to be my goal. And then eventually I hope that I can make as big of an impact as Chris Williamson or Matthew McConaughey or whoever speaker you shoots to mind has made in your life. And those at least have made in my life. I know it should be a little bit of a more long-term goal. And I do not expect to have 1,000 episodes in 3 months. But I need to have a start. In order to start, I have to accept that I suck at it at the moment, which is what you've just listened to. Probably, man, if you are here, you are a diehard listener. Thank you already. Like and subscribe. But I know it's going to take much, much longer for me to create some real good success. But in order to create some real good success, you have to start now. Because the Japanese have a great saying. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the second best time is now. One thing that you do want to avoid is saying that you'll plant the tree tomorrow, because you won't. You won't do it tomorrow. And tomorrow, if you say I'm going to do it tomorrow, and perhaps you will, but it's too late. I'm already creating. I also suck at it. It took me 3 hours today in order to pump this shit out. It took me, I think, 30 takes. There's so much content. I deleted 20 gigabytes of videos today. 20 gigabytes of content that I filmed today of myself in order to get this out. So it's difficult, but you have to start. And I'll start today. And I know I suck at it. And this shit is so cringe. And I find it so cringe. And hear myself in my headphones. And it is cringe, but you have to start in order to go somewhere. And preferably, that start is going to be now. Because when else? And from here, it's just seeing if we can expand and make exponential growth. Thank you for listening. I hope I gave you some direction and had a little bit of an impact in your life. I love you. That's really a word always to say to people, but I think we need to say it more. And see you next time.